Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. I'd like to welcome you, dear viewers, to the first in our series, IOU Q&A. This program is basically providing an opportunity for you to send in your questions and get them answered here. Actually, a number of the questions that we'll be answering in this episode, as well as the next few, are taken from our Facebook page. We have IOU, Islamic Online University, a Facebook page with quite a few likes there. We have over 300,000 likes, and people are sending in questions all the time. Although our team tries to keep up with them and answer them, there are always extra questions that we're not able to answer. So we've gathered up a number of them, and we'll be asking them here. And you can also write in to insights.qa@islamiconlineuniversity.com. That is insights.qa@islamiconlineuniversity.com. And you can tune in every Saturday. This is the beginning of a series. Every Saturday we will be airing this series on questions and answers. Now, some of the episodes will be based on themes, but this episode and the next few coming will be general questions from all different backgrounds. So let us begin now with our first question from Malika. She asks, do real Christians go to Jannah, that is to paradise? I mean, a Christian who follows Jesus and his teachings sincerely, doesn't commit zina is fornication or adultery, doesn't drink alcohol, and covers themselves up, etc. I heard one imam say that those who will do that, inshallah, will enter paradise. Well, as a basic principle, a true follower of Jesus or Moses or any of the earlier prophets, they were all Muslims and will enter paradise if their righteous deeds exceeds their evil deeds and Allah's grace, etc., etc., just like the case of any Muslim since the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So basically, if a person was in fact practicing as closely as he or she could the religion of Jesus, which was Islam, then they should have that opportunity, Allah willing. However, this is a rare circumstance, a rare case. The religion of Jesus as it is known today, Christianity, is so far away from what he brought that it's very unlikely that a person would be following those teachings. But in any case, the point is that those who did not hear the message of Islam, it didn't come to them correctly in a correct form, it was garbled or whatever, all of those will get the opportunity at the time of resurrection to have another opportunity to hear the message and to choose whether to follow it or not. Now, this is based on narrations from the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, in which he said that on the day of resurrection, prior to the judgment, or whilst the process of judgment is happening, those people who were retarded, children who died in childbirth, in childhood, etc., people were senile, and all the people who were not able to hear the message, deaf, dumb, and blind, there was nobody to convey the message to them. All of these people will be brought back, and Allah will send a messenger to them, and he will come out of a wall of fire, and he will, after explaining the message, the foundation of the message of Islam, worshipping Allah alone, etc., etc., then he will instruct them to enter this wall of fire. And as they move forward, the wall flares up. They can feel the heat, and most of them move back. Some will walk on in and be consumed, apparently. Then the fire will subside and people will try again. And again it will flare up, and many will walk back, but some will walk through. So this happens a number of times, known best to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then it will be announced to them, it will end, there are no more opportunities, and the people will be saying, there's no way we're going to do this, we can't. So it will be announced to them, those who went through the wall of fire will be going on into paradise. Those who decided not to are people who had the message of Islam come to them in its full form, unadulterated. They would not have accepted it. So, meaning that everybody has a chance. So even that Christian friend of yours, or grandparent or whatever, who are nice people, good people, who you worry about, how can these people go to hell? They didn't hear the message of Islam, they were so good, and this type of thing. Know that everyone will have the opportunity. So when we talk about a true follower of Jesus going to paradise, this is something very much theoretical, because a true follower of Jesus would be hard pressed to find somebody who fits that description.
You're watching Insights TV. Advertise with us and reach an audience of thousands. Contact Insights TV at IslamiconlineUniversity.com for details and pricing. Discounted prices for a limited time only. Contact Insights TV at IslamiconlineUniversity.com.
To get irritated is not the way that a Muslim ought to be. He or she ought to be patient and control him or herself such that you don't fall into the trap of shaitan, because now shaitan is doing waswas to you.
Subscribe now to Insight TV's newsletter to receive updates on your favorite shows, reminders for live events, and summaries of missed classes. Subscribe now at Subscribe TV at Islamic Online University. That's Subscribe TV at Islamic Online University.
Second question, Muhammad, he asks, can I apply for U.S. Diversity Lottery visa? For a U.S. Diversity Lottery visa. The Diversity Lottery visa is a green card lottery that randomly selects winners to instantly get their green card The fee to enter the lottery is $330 and is not guaranteed. It is not guaranteed that you will be selected. Well, see, once the name is lottery, lottery is a gamble. So that name, once you see the lottery coming up, you can be assured 99% of the instances it's going to be gambling, which will be forbidden. Now, if it were a question of you simply putting your name in a barrel and they pull out the name and whichever name comes up, they give the green card, there would be no problem with that. But when you have to pay something, that's what gambling is. You pay something for the opportunity to get this huge, big thing, So that's gambling, and that's forbidden. It's not allowed for you to enter that lottery. Of course, for a lot of people today, they can't accept that. Here is a chance to get to Jannah on the earth. And it may seem very unfair. Why can't we? This is our money. We want to use this money, to try to get something to better our situation, better our families, and better our this and that. But the bottom line, it is gambling. And Allah has forbidden it and declared it to be from the works of Satan. Third question, another Muhammad, he asks, today, after Fajr, I was reciting Quran, and there was a verse of prostration, ayatul sujood. I made sujood, and my mother started yelling at me because she said that between Fajr and Ishraq, that is sunrise, we should not make sujood. Could you please enlighten me? Also, do aliens exist? A lot of the younger generation today are believing in this very much. Well, we have two questions in one here. First question, making sujood after Fajr. It's permissible. It's making salah after you've made Salatul Fajr. It is not acceptable for you to make another prayer until sunrise, unless it is the 2 rak'at of sunnah before the fard or the obligatory prayers of Fajr. If you missed it, it's allowable for you after the fard to do it then. Or if you entered into a masjid, for example, after Fajr, or you prayed at home, you prayed your Fajr at home, it's already prayed in the masjid, you came to the masjid, and sunrise hasn't come as yet, can you go in and sit in the masjid without making 2 rak'at or 2 units of prayer before sitting? No. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had said, whenever you enter a mosque, you should make 2 units of prayer before sitting down. So these circumstances where there is a specific need for this prayer, it's permissible. Otherwise, you should not just get up for any, what they call nafila, any voluntary prayer which is just coming from yourself. There's no instruction or encouragement to do it in specifics. Otherwise, we said that prostration, when you read the Quran and the verse of prostration comes, you should make your prostration. And that prostration is not considered to be salah. It is not prayer. You could make the prostration for gratefulness, sujood ash-shukr. Whilst you're sitting in the masjid, some very good news came to you, and you want to thank Allah, so you fall down in prostration. From whatever you're doing, you go and prostrate. That's permissible also. So prostration is not considered to be salah. Prostration can take place outside of salah. Your other question about aliens, do aliens exist?
Subscribe now to Insight TV's newsletter to receive updates on your favorite shows, reminders for live events, and summaries of missed classes. Subscribe now at Subscribe TV at Islamic Online University. That's Subscribe TV at Islamic Online University.
To get irritated is not the way that a Muslim ought to be. He or she ought to be patient and control him or herself such that you don't fall into the trap of shaitan, because now shaitan is doing waswas to you.
فأين تذهبون إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين.
Had it not been for the mercy of Allah, you would not have gone closer to them. And if you were hard-hearted, they would have run away from you. They would have run away from you. They would have turned their backs on you. But it was because of this compassion in his heart, people rallied around him. People loved him. People were attracted to him. And the Quran pays tribute to him in this regard, and so many other aspects of his character.
But the Muslim world was so used to these places. These were part of Islam. Because you imagine, if the whole of your lifetime, this is what you saw. You grew up with it. Generations had accepted these things. Somebody comes along and just breaks them all down. You're going to say, what? This is mad people. They're crazy. They're creating their own religion. But in fact, they were just trying to get the people back to original Islam. But it's a very difficult step to take.
You're watching Insights TV. Advertise with us and reach an audience of thousands. Contact Insights TV at IslamiconlineUniversity.com for details and pricing. Discounted prices for a limited time only. Contact Insights TV at IslamiconlineUniversity.com.
your other question about aliens, do aliens exist? That's, it depends what you define as aliens. You know, one could say the jinn are aliens. You know, they are beings from another world. So relative to us, they are alien to us. So what we may know of as flying saucers and jinn and you know, people being captured and all these other kinds of things, that stories that go around, this may have something to do with the jinn themselves. But in terms of beings from another planet, right? Now the world of the jinn is parallel to our world. So it's not another planet. But say from another planet in another solar system, whatever, who are going to come to the earth, you know, and they'll be more advanced than us because, you know, they're able to do space travel and all those other kinds of things. This we don't believe in. Were this to happen, then Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would have told us about it, that this was coming. He told us about Dajjal. He told us about Ya'juj and Ma'juj, the Gog and the Magog. He told us about so many other things that are going to happen. Now, something as big as this, he would not tell us about? Of course not. So, this idea of aliens coming from another world, this is part of the fiction which developed in the minds of those who rejected God. They felt that we came into this world, into existence by accident. So since the accident happened here on Earth, and there are many other planets out there in other solar systems and others, you know, then the likelihood of this happening again is great. This is what they argued. So it's quite possible. So from this possibility, then it's possible that they would have been, you know, came into being before us. And since they came into being before us, they'll probably be more advanced technologically than us. So therefore, it's quite possible that they may come and visit us. So this is all a set of fairy tales and stories which were designed to fulfill the desire of those people who do not believe in God. This was their way of feeling comfortable, because the idea of us being the only living creatures in this whole universe is just so scary. I mean, you then at that point you'd have to say, there's got to be a God. If there is no other living creatures of our level in the whole of the universe, then obviously this was not an accident. This was specifically designed by a creator. And they don't want that. They've rejected that. So, as I said, the whole idea of aliens is a part of the attempt by those who have denied the existence of God to justify their denial, to feel comfortable that they're not alone in this universe.
Subscribe now to Insight TV's newsletter. To receive updates on your favorite shows, reminders for live events, and summaries of missed classes. Subscribe now at Subscribe TV at Islamic Online University. That's Subscribe TV at Islamic Online University.
To get irritated is not the way that a Muslim ought to be. He or she ought to be patient and control him.
فأين تذهبون إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين.
You're watching Insights TV. Advertise with us and reach an audience of thousands. Contact Insights TV at IslamiconlineUniversity.com for details and pricing. Discounted prices for a limited time only. Contact Insights TV at IslamiconlineUniversity.com.
The next question, Jainaba asks, can you tell me a dua to ask Allah to give me a child? In terms of du'as to ask Allah for a child, there is no specific dua. I mean, of course, there are people who will tell you, if you say this dua, or you make this dhikr, or you write it on paper, you wash it and you drink it, or you make it in dough and you bake it and you eat it, or all kinds of stories. They'll tell you, you do this, you're going to have a child. This is all false. It's all false. You can ask general du'as, Allah to grant you a child, whether it is, the general du'a of Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhab an-nar. Basic du'a. Oh Allah, give me the best of this world and the best of the next world, and protect me from the hellfire. Among the best of the things in this world is to have a child. So you ask for that. Or you can specifically direct your prayer to Allah and say, oh Allah, give me a child. Please, Allah, you can try to do some righteous deeds. You can try to give some charity or do something, which would then open the doors for Allah's mercy. As the Prophet ﷺ had said, give and Allah will give. You give charitably and Allah will be charitable to you. So you can strive to gain Allah's grace, mercy and blessings with a child through such means. And know that not having a child may be the best thing for you. Because perhaps, as Allah said, you may love something. And it's not really good for you. And perhaps you may hate something. You may hate the idea of not having a child, and that's what's really better for you. Because the child that you're seeking would be such a trial for you, it may ruin your religion and a variety of other things. So, the best thing in the end is to be patient, do what is necessary, make your dua, but don't go overboard, don't lose yourself in frustration and distress over the fact that you don't have a child. And that's basically as much as we're going to have time for today. And as we said, this will be a regular program every Saturday. Just write in to insights.qa@islamiconlineuniversity.com. Your questions written in to this address will be given priority over the other questions that we're taking from the Facebook, and other, my website, etc., where people are writing in questions all the time. So this opportunity is for you. Please tell your friends, pass the word through your network of acquaintances, etc. And we hope to see you again in the coming Saturday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.